Tonight, major construction underway to keep a popular Flinders Park safe. And a new tourism project on track at Corn, aiming to be the new bush tucker capital of Australia.
From our 7 Spencer Golf Studios, your nightly news with Ruby Kamain begins now.
Good evening. Safety concerns raised by worried community members have led to Port Pirie Council installing temporary platforms at Flinders View Park Playground. New panels have been ordered, but parents are being warned to be observant when their children are playing.
This playground has been a hot topic with temporary boards now installed to ensure safety. The local mayor says he's thankful the issue was brought to light.
They're very vigilant actually telling us what's going on around the place, and it's like that old saying, you don't know what you don't know, so if they tell us we can fix things.
It follows reports of rust on the equipment and council says replacements are now on their way.
It's washed every day, so rust is a part of life, and especially when you live on the foreshore, so we'll keep looking after it and maintaining it.
TLAP washes the playground every day to reduce lead levels. A new hand washing station has also been installed with children encouraged to wash before and after playing.
I think having little grandchildren, they get pretty dirty at times, and this is one of our premier playgrounds. Everybody sort of flocks to it, so I think it's a great opportunity to have it right inside the gates.
Residents are being encouraged to raise any concerns they may have with local playgrounds, no matter how big or small, to keep everyone safe.
We have our council website that they can do it, or my local app where they can actually make a report and get a number.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The regional community of Corn is set to have a busy few months ahead as works for the Bush Tucker Trail get underway this week. Flinders Rangers Council says it's exciting to see plans slowly brought to life, aiming to be the best trail in Australia.
After months of planning and preparation, works on Corn's Bush Tucker Trail are set to get underway this week, aiming to be a major connector within the town, linking its history and culture, and also providing a space that's inclusive for all.
It's been in conversation for probably more than 100 years, the link across the railway tracks, and now it's happening. It is targeted to people with disabilities as well, so people will be able to ride their gopher.
He says volunteers have been stuck into learning about native grasses and bush food, planting species early to ensure a flourishing garden at the end of construction.
For some time now, they've been preparing the area. We've had a couple of workshops already on identifying native foods, grasses, seeds, and we've got another couple of workshops coming up.
Local contractors are scheduled to arrive on site, with machinery expected to be in action from tomorrow. Member Eddie Hughes says the trail could be a tourism drawcard for the region.
I think it will attract people from elsewhere. It's just another attribute that the community can build upon.
Construction is expected to be completed by June. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
A long-awaited decision on the future of Wyalla's Foreshore Cafe has been made. The City Council voting to go with the most popular choice of renovating the building and bringing it back to life.
It's been the talk of the town for the last few months, this beach cafe closure causing an uproar with many locals. Last night's council meeting bringing it to a head with a decision now set in stone.
We're going to repurpose the cafe down at the beach. We listened to the community, we undertook the survey.
More than 1,000 locals participating in a public survey, providing multiple options for what residents want to see the building become. Among them, a knockdown rebuild, an upgrade of the cafe, changing the premises into a restaurant, and even converting it as a community space. Council deciding to go with the option which received the majority of votes.
Now the process will commence to make it happen, and that is including going out for a tender process for the construction of the cafe and upgrade of the cafe. And once that's decided, we can then also go out for the tender of the operator of the cafe.
Well, I think it was important that the community had somewhere to go when going down to the beach to have a coffee, to get something to eat. So obviously a cafe will accommodate.
Council says the build will take approximately 16 weeks to complete, with progress updates set to be made on Council's website and Facebook page.
Great to get the decision made, and now we can get on to getting the cafe open down there for the community to enjoy.
Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Still to come tonight, drones to be deployed down the Darling River to assess water quality, and a welcome donation to a project helping Spencer Gulf youths. Welcome back. Clare Valley's Mid-North Motor Company celebrated an end of an era, farewelling Holden from its fleet of car sales. The centre holding a celebration on Saturday with music, food and classic Holden cars on display. Residents from across the region flocking to farewell the Australian icon. Drones will soon begin flying over the Darling River as part of a Water New South Wales business case study for the Western Weirs program. The drones will survey 500 metres either side of the current weirs at Menindee, Wilcannia and Tilpa. Meanwhile, an alert for blue-green algae remains in place at Menindee's Weir 32 and the remainder of the Lower Darling. A volunteer-run kiosk at Broken Hills Hospital has reopened for the first time in almost a year. The cafe raising money for the local health service, providing a safe space for patients and their families.
More than just a cup of coffee.
Thank you.
This kiosk here at Broken Hill Health Service plays a vital role in connecting the community.
Everybody's apparently saying, oh, thank goodness you're back, and the staff in particular. I don't have to go and buy me lunch or bring me lunch with me anymore.
The cafe allowing patients and their families to enjoy a break, but also popular with local workers.
It's also a bit of a meeting place, which we're trying to discourage a little bit with COVID, obviously. Hence why we've also made the outside window as well.
While the usual frontage inside the foyer will remain open, diners are encouraged to use the newly opened serving window.
People that would want to come to the hospital and they don't want to come into the foyer and have their temperature taken, they can go to the window and we will be able to serve them at the window.
Volunteers from the United Hospital Auxiliary once again giving up their time, raising valuable funds for the hospital.
What they brought in was about 170,000 to 180,000 a year, which is massive for volunteers to do. There's 70 plus volunteers.
And a warning, the old adage of hospital food doesn't always ring true.
I actually did try the bacon and egg roll on Monday, so that was my introduction to the kiosk, and I must say it was absolutely delicious.
Anyone wanting to volunteer at the kiosk can contact the local auxiliary president. Lachlan Itter, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Thousands of dollars has been donated to Whyalla Police, going towards this year's Operation Flinders program. The Karen Fitzgerald Foundation offering the funds to give youths more opportunities.
Discussing a significant program set to run for a second year.
The Whyalla chapter of Operation Flinders is very excited to announce that we're going around again. We've got another deployment that's scheduled for later this year.
The deployment planned for September, involving a group of youths along with community leaders, making their way to the Flinders Ranges for a week of activities, a chance for the young people to bond with mentors and learn a variety of lifestyle choices. Now in the fundraising stages, organisers are aiming to raise $16,500.
We really want the community to get behind this, and part of that is about raising funds. So we would ask anyone who cares about the community to please get behind us and support the deployment.
Last year's operation, a first for Whyalla, proving to be a success.
We saw of the group that went last year, there's leadership skills that we're seeing that are coming to the fore. So we really want to embrace the opportunity of doing it again, but with a different cohort of children.
I've already seen some changes for some of the young people that attended last year, and I know that we have at least one that is part of the peer mentor program. So we're looking at the sustainability of the program across the next few years.
The Karen Fitzgerald Foundation kickstarting the fundraising, donating $5,000, wanting to get behind the program after seeing how much community support it received last year. Sophia Contagonis, 7 Spencer Gulf News.
Stay with us after the break. A Port Pirie school encourages students to consider construction as a career. And a new Far North venue prepares to host its first major music concert. Hello again. Port Pirie students are getting ready to roll up their sleeves and learn all about working in the construction industry. The new program run by McMahon's in a bid to educate the new generation of skilled tradespeople.
It's all go for John Pirie's $10 million upgrades with extra hands soon to be on deck. The immersion program hoping to encourage Year 12 students to pursue a career in construction.
I wanted to do this program so I can get a head start on what I want to do after school and decide if this is the best option for me.
Hands-on, excited for construction, plumbing, anything fun.
An arts centre, communications unit and new middle school buildings among the plans. These eager students will be part of the project.
McMahon's has supplied them with a full PPE kit. We'll have these guys and girls on site physically working alongside some of our trades.
No stone will be left unturned by skilled professionals eager to share their knowledge.
Not just on site based with carpentry and plumbing and electrical, but also the opportunity to work with engineers, architects and other project managers.
Bit of a first chance to really get into the construction industry, see what it's all about, obviously decipher if it's for them, what sort of career pathway they want to go down.
Mentors saying they're thrilled to welcome females into the program in a traditionally male-dominated industry.
Glad that some females beside myself are interested.
It's full steam ahead with the significant upgrades over halfway.
Yeah, we're very keen to share the works we're doing here and how it benefits the community as a whole.
Shari Hams, 7 Spencer Golf News.
The New South Wales Government has announced 20 new vet courses to be rolled out in high schools by next year. The new topics including real estate, robotics and cybersecurity.
These additional 20 courses from next year will give them those options, real life courses which they can apply to the workforce.
The member for Barwon says he blames a lack of current training options for a shortage of apprentices in Broken Hill.
We've seen hundreds of millions of dollars pulled out of TAFEs. We look at TAFE through a city-centric lens, which essentially means if you don't have the numbers to run a course in a regional location, the course doesn't run.
The courses will form part of HSC and contribute to ATAR scores. It's election time for the Public Service Union and the opposing group PSA Rebuild is spending this week campaigning across the region. 3 locals across the Spencer Gulf also running as part of the group, encouraging other members to vote.
We've come up to the Northern Country area. We've got 3 representatives standing on our ticket, 2 of whom work in Whyalla, 1 works in Port Augusta.
Having a new leadership group into the Public Service Association changes the whole dynamics of how government will have to deal with us as a leadership group and certainly our candidates behind us who will form council for the PSA.
Voting closes on March 15. Port Augusta City Council is set to host 2 asset management forums later this month. Both sessions including presentations and discussions outlining Council's assets, management and capital works programs. Council's Director of Infrastructure says the forums aim to inform and educate the community.
Well, things like roads, curb and gutter, open space, buildings, footpaths and the play spaces that we have around the place.
The sessions will be held next Wednesday at Central Oval. Music enthusiasts are gearing up for a blues, funk and soul event held near Quorn next month. Kings and Associates will be playing at a new venue, aiming to provide a night of live music and food for the whole family.
In a month's time, this venue will be filled with music lovers, soaking up breathtaking views and live entertainment. Multi-award-winning Adelaide band Kings and Associates, ready to take to the stage as one of the first major blues events the region has seen.
Quorn really hasn't had a big blues band like that. We've had country bands and, recently rock and roll band. So I thought it's about time we bring up a blues band.
Set to officially open its doors in March, Ticklebelly Hill will be hosting, providing food and a space for all to enjoy.
Kings and Associates is going to be amazing. It's going to be a great night and it's a family-friendly night. So if you're worried about, we can't come because of the kids, you can definitely bring your kids.
The first music event for the brand new venue, with hopes to host many more in the future.
We haven't had an event out here, well I haven't beforehand. And the new owners, are very interested in putting on more shows like this, so we thought we'd kickstart off a show here with Kings and Associates.
Organisers say they are excited to give locals a taste of what Ticklebelly Hill has to offer.
It just brings people together and if it brings some dollars into the region, that's important, especially after what everyone's going through at the moment.
The event will be held on March 19. Tickets can be purchased online. Katrina Musson, 7 Spencer Golf News.
Stay with us after the break. We'll bring you the highs and lows from weekend sport. And Alex Sykes will join us with weather. Welcome back. Tennis players in Broken Hill hit the court for the first time this year as the Open A-grade summer competition kicked off. 6 teams were vying for the top spot. Here's Lachlan Itter with a wrap of the matches and the rest of weekend sport.
It's that time of year where tennis is the talk of the country. And while the Australian Open continues in Melbourne, A-grade tennis kicked off in Broken Hill over the weekend. All 3 games were won comfortably, volleys taking down forehands by 4 sets to 2. Some strong partnerships between Josh Nairos, Andrew Malloy and Tyler Hannigan setting them up nicely. The fierce rivalry between Nathan Crabb and Patrick Reinke reignited in the matches between backhands and topspins. Crabb's side coming away with the win there, while serves made light work of drop shots despite having 1 less player to cycle through. To Port Pirie softball now, where Mel Gonsalves, Anne Russack and Brooke Waldhunter helped the Cougars to an 8-point win over the Tigers. An equally strong performance by the Solly Cats saw them claim an easy victory over checkmates 11-2. Erin Martin, Taylor Scarman and Philippa Woolford, the standout players for the winning side. Across the Gulf in Whyalla, Tigers were too good for Indians with an 11-run margin, 16-5 the score there. While Roadrunners never left the start line, Eagles 6 runs enough to secure a win. In Port Augusta's men's A-grade basketball, Wildcats defeated Cobras 43-22. Fierce competition between Eagles and Titans saw a close and high-scoring game there, just 10 points between the two, with the Eagles eventually getting the win. And a taste of cricket to end our wrap, with the Horgan Shield Grand Final getting underway in Port Lincoln on Sunday. Cade Mullins was the top batsman for his side, making 28 runs for Lincoln, but it wasn't enough to catch Great Flinders' total of 135. They'll keep the silverware for now after back-to-back victories. Now, we're always on the lookout for clubs to be featured in Sports Wrap. If your league would like to get involved, please do get in touch through our Facebook page.
Time now to take a look at what's happening in the weather. Here's Alex.
Thanks, Ruby. A hot and sunny day with temperatures mainly in the mid to high 30s. From 3 p.m, Whyalla 35, Port Pirie got to a high of 38, Clare sunny and reached a top of 33 degrees. Taking a look across the rest of the region now, very hot and sunny in Port Augusta 37 degrees. Port Lincoln had the region's lowest temperature of 27. Broken Hill 33, Woodna very hot and sunny 38 degrees. Sunny and 36 degrees in Cooper Pedy, Cleve and Kadina, and Adelaide reached a top of 31. Taking a look at today's satellite image, patchy jet stream cloud in the southeast is not rain-bearing. Skies are otherwise clear over the state due to a broad high-pressure ridge and dry air mass. Moving on to tomorrow's weather outlook now, and we'll start with the Gulf waters. Southeasterly winds 10 to 15 knots, reaching 15 to 20 knots during the evening. Seas 1 metre during the morning, then increasing to 1.5 later in the evening, and south to southwesterly swell below 1 metre. Taking a look at tomorrow's temperatures now, sunny conditions across the Gulf again tomorrow. Port Lincoln set to reach a top of 33, Cleve sunny and 37, and very hot and sunny in Woodna 40 degrees. Whyalla sunny and 36, very hot and sunny in Port Augusta 40 degrees there. Kadina sunny and 35, Port Pirie very hot and sunny 39, Cleve sunny and 36, and partly cloudy conditions in Broken Hill 34 degrees there. Taking a look further through the week now, hot and sunny conditions across the region except for in the far north, Cooper Pedy windy and 39. Port Augusta and Woodna is set to have the region's top of 40 degrees, 33 in both Port Lincoln and Broken Hill, 37 in Kadina, Adelaide and Whyalla. Partly cloudy conditions across most of the Gulf on Friday with sunny conditions in the east, temperatures remaining in the high 30s to 40s. Broken Hill sunny and 35, Port Augusta with the region's top of 40, 38 degrees in Cooper Pedy and Whyalla, a top of 39 in Port Pirie, cloudy conditions in both and 35, in both Woodna and Kadina, 30 in Port Lincoln and a top of 34 in Adelaide. And slightly cooler conditions forecast for the weekend, 34 and sunny on Saturday in Cooper Pedy, 35 and partly cloudy in Broken Hill, 28 in Port Augusta, Port Pirie and Woodna. Kadina mainly fine conditions set to top 27 degrees, cloudy conditions and a top of 25 degrees in Adelaide and Whyalla, 23 the max forecast for Port Lincoln and also cloudy conditions there. So Ruby, no rain in sight for the rest of the week at this stage, with hot and sunny conditions forecast all the way up until the weekend. And that's all the weather from me for tonight. I'll be back later with an update. It's back to you.
Great, thanks for that, Alex. And that's the local news this Tuesday evening. Thanks for joining us. I'll have updates later. Until then, enjoy your evening. Good night.